Come with me and make some fresh milled wheat cheesy buns while I talk about why I made the switch from regular flour to freshly milled flour and why I was so pissed off when I started reading about this. Hi, my name is Hillary. If you don't already know me, I'm a mom of 4 and I live in this RV with my family, and we've lived in here for about 4 years, and we've traveled North and Central America after we sold our 20-acre homestead. I'm an herbalist, and I became this way because I just started to get really pissed off at all of the things that I was experiencing in life when it came to health. Like all of the pesticides, all of the, just all the things. We're not going to go down conspiracy rabbit holes in this video because I've gone down them all. And now I just don't want to focus on that. And it used to make me angry. And now I just empower myself with new information and how I can possibly just do the best I can for me and my family. So today we're going to make some fresh milled cheesy buns. I started the journey on making fresh milled flour when probably about 6 months ago. I started seeing stuff about fresh milled flour online, and my kid was like full of warts. I have a whole video on that if you want to go watch that after. You can, I'll link it below. But he had so many warts, and I was seeing that through the nutrition of wheat, people were able to get rid of all their warts. And I was like, what? As a health and wellness space girly, wheat has always been like, stay away from wheat, bad for you, blah, 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 covered in glyphosate, all the things. It's bad for your gut. If you have autoimmune diseases, you're supposed to stay away from it, this and that. Having another son who is celiac, he was never completely tested for it because the test for it makes you do the very thing that you're very allergic to. And I was like, that's a whole other story. That's like, oh my gosh, the gaslighting. But anyway, I have these people in my life that are very gluten sensitive. So this was like, okay, how could this be a health food? And so I started going down the rabbit hole, and I was like, I need to get myself a grain mill. So I got the cheapest one that I could. And I started milling, and I made freshly milled chocolate chip cookies like every day. And my kids' warts went away. These warts were here for like 4 years. They were here for like a long time. And I got rid of all his warts, and I was like, what? And then my celiac boy, no hives, no eczema, nothing, no reaction. He can eat all of the foods made with fresh milled flour. Pardon? Anyway, we're gonna make these cheesy buns. I'm gonna show you my stuff, and it's pretty easy. You do have to get used to it. So like the dealio is, the reason that it is so bad for you is because when they wanted to make flour shelf stable, they took out, like they sifted it, and they sifted out the bran and the germ and left you with the endosperm, which is devoid of all the nutrients basically, but it also makes it so it's shelf stable and doesn't go rancid. But then everybody started to get sick with like iron deficiency and beriberi, and then, you know, they started adding back things into it. It just got to be this food that was not a food that it originally started out as. And as a millennial, I think that we got like the shit end of the stick when it came to these convenience foods like Kraft Dinner, Kool-Aid, like all those things. And we're all kind of like flocking back to like, how do we live normal and healthy? So I use Red Fife. That's the one that I like the best. It's the cheapest where I am, and yeah, it's like an ancient grain, it's organic, all the things. This is my mock mill. It's the mock mill 100. You can get the 200 too if you wanted, but I find this, unless you're doing like a crazy amount of milling, this is totally more than okay. It's great. It's got the stone mill inside of it. I'm all done, and this thing just literally stays on my counter. I pulled it out just to show you, but it just stays on my counter and I can use it whenever I want. It takes like 30 seconds to mill my own flour. And Also, the cool thing about it is that it stores like indefinitely. So I don't need to worry about it going bad or anything. It just stores as a wheat berry. And then, so I have 4 cups of my freshly milled flour right here, just packed full of nutrients. While I get the warm water and the yeast going, let me just put you over to the video that I recorded earlier about the nutrients and stuff, because it's like, I can't remember all that stuff.
She explains how whole grains contain virtually every nutritional component that is vital to health, and that it will keep you energized and satisfy your appetite. Whole grains contain nearly 90% of all the vitamins, minerals, protein, carbohydrates, and fats that our bodies need. Wheat alone has 40 of the 44 nutrients considered essential to sustain human life. It lacks adequate amounts of only 4 essential nutrients: vitamins A, C, D, and the amino acid lysine.
Added in my yeast, salt, and water and honey. And I'm going to leave it to soak up a little bit. Get yourself a little helper to knead it and mix it around for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. And then you just gotta set it, forget it, and then shape it into buns, stick it in the oven. Okay, so we just got back from the beach and dirt biking, and my stuff, my bread, has doubled in size. It's nice and bubbly, so it doesn't have to be anything crazy to have a little bit of health, you know? I put a little olive oil on my hands so it doesn't stick. I'm just slopping these onto the baking tray, and then I'm gonna fold in some cheese. I have this cheese from Superstore. You can get is like the Organics brand, so it's organic and it's raw, which I'm cooking it, but it's just not very processed, so I like that. I'm gonna grate a whole bunch of this stuff and then just fold it in. I just grated a bunch of cheese. I just kind of like open it up and shove it in there. Fold it in.
What does that mean? What does fold in the cheese mean?
We're just gonna bake these. I'm gonna serve this with butternut squash soup for dinner. And since they have so many nutrients in them, they'll fill you up. So it's not just a regular dinner roll, it's a cool dinner roll. So like when you make regular pancakes with regular flour, my kids eat just dozens of pancakes, and then they eat like a couple of these and they're full. So it just goes to show you how devoid of everything our flour is nowadays. So this is just one of the things that I've been able to take into my own hands and just have my own sovereign little kitchen. Ta-da! We're gonna bake these and then we're gonna eat supper, and that's all. So I hope this video has blessed you in a way that makes you feel more empowered to take control over your health, because you know, it ain't easy out in these streets. So if you like the vibe, subscribe. I'll see you next time.